They say every legend starts with a whisper. But this one started with an explosion. And in 2017, inside a crowded London theater filled with cheering believers, a woman in a sparkling red dress stood on stage like a queen returning to her kingdom. Confident, brilliant, almost royal. Her name was Ruja Ignatova. The world called her the crypto queen. But what the crowd didn't know then is that this might be the last moment anyone would ever see her again. Because just months later, this same woman, a woman who controlled billions, who promised a financial revolution, who convinced the world she had created the Bitcoin killer,
Be the Bitcoin killer.
would vanish without a trace. And the question that still haunts the world is simple. Did Ruja disappear to escape? Or did she disappear because the legend she built grew bigger than she ever imagined? To understand her disappearance, we need to go to the beginning. Not just where she started, but how a person becomes a myth. And that story begins long before the world ever heard the name OneCoin. Before the stages, before the billions, before she became the face of a global crypto empire, Ruja Ignatova was just a girl living between two worlds. Born in Bulgaria, raised in Germany, growing up as both an outsider and an overachiever. Her old classmates don't remember a loud, confident future criminal mastermind. They remember something scarier. A girl who never, ever made mistakes. A girl who dreamed big, but never out loud. She studied hard, top of her class. She became a lawyer, earned a doctorate, worked for some of the most prestigious firms in Europe. If life were a straight line, she was on a path to become one of those hidden geniuses behind the world's financial systems. The kind of person ordinary people never hear about. But Ruja wasn't interested in being invisible. She wanted something more, something bigger, something only legends get. Respect, power, a story that would outlive her. 2014, when the world was obsessed with something new, something revolutionary. Cryptocurrency. Bitcoin had just exploded. Regular people were becoming millionaires overnight. The world was confused, but excited. And Ruja saw an opening big enough to step through and become someone the world would never forget. But this wasn't just about money. It was about belief. Because crypto isn't built on gold or government guarantees. Crypto is built on faith. And Ruja understood something most people didn't. If you can control belief, you can control everything. This idea would become the foundation of OneCoin, and the reason millions would follow her. But belief alone doesn't build an empire. For that, she needed a story, a vision, a promise, and she was about to deliver all three. But before OneCoin took over the world, Ruja made one decision that changed everything. A decision that blurred the line between genius and danger. The rise of OneCoin. It started with a simple message. A message she repeated in hotel ballrooms, online conferences, stadiums, and private investor meetings. Bitcoin is the past. OneCoin is the future. But it wasn't the message that hypnotized people. It was her. She walked into rooms like a monarch returning from war. Expensive gowns, massive diamonds, perfect hair, perfect confidence. She didn't look like someone offering an investment. She looked like someone offering destiny. And people bought it. Teachers spent their savings. Taxi drivers sold their cars. Single mothers borrowed money they didn't have. They weren't investing in a coin. They were investing in a character. Here's the genius of Ruja's empire. She didn't sell a product. She sold belonging. She turned cryptocurrency, something complex, technical, confusing, into something emotional. Something anyone could join. You didn't need to be a coder. You didn't need to be rich. You didn't need to understand blockchain. All you needed was belief. People didn't buy coins. They bought hope. And Ruja understood this better than anyone. With OneCoin, she didn't build a cryptocurrency. She built a movement, a global one. Investors poured in from Asia, Africa, the Middle East, Europe, Latin America. Workers emptied their savings. Teachers, taxi drivers, single parents, people who had never invested in anything started buying OneCoin packages. They weren't just investing in a coin, they were investing in her. The woman who seemed too smart to be wrong, too powerful to fail, too confident to doubt. This was the rise of the crypto queen, a rise so fast it felt supernatural. OneCoin grew into a multi-billion-dollar empire, millions of members, hundreds of events, a massive network of promoters, lavish shows, Ruja arriving in ball gowns, diamonds, limousines. She didn't hide her wealth, she showcased it. Because legends aren't shy, they're larger than life. And Ruja played the role perfectly. But there was a problem, a tiny crack beneath the surface. Behind the glamour, investigators started noticing something strange.
There is no blockchain, no mining, no transparency. OneCoin is not real.
No blockchain, no mining, no transparency, no proof that OneCoin was real. It was like a castle with no foundation. Beautiful, tall, impressive, but hollow. And eventually, hollow things collapse. But before it all fell apart, Ruja would make one move that even today, experts can't explain. By 2016, regulators from multiple countries started warning people. They warned that OneCoin wasn't a rival to Bitcoin. It wasn't a new financial system. It might be something else. A pyramid, a deception, a story written on sand. But stories, when told well, become armor. And Ruja was still untouchable. She kept traveling, kept speaking.
Do or do not. We want to be the #1 cryptocurrency out there.
Kept promising a revolution.
We decide what the philosophy of cryptocurrency is. In 2 years, nobody will speak about Bitcoin anymore.
Until one day, the revolution stopped. October 2017, Ruja was scheduled to speak at a massive event in Lisbon. Thousands waited, lights ready, music prepared, her loyal followers chanting her name. But she never walked on stage. Her seat remained empty. Her phone went silent. Her private plane never arrived. And somewhere, between her last public appearance and that night, she vanished. Just gone. Her disappearance didn't feel human. It felt mythic, like a queen stepping off the edge of the world. Then the truth hit like a storm. Investigators uncovered billions missing. Leaders of OneCoin were arrested. Governments launched international probes.
Ignatova founded and ran one of the largest Ponzi schemes in history, peddling a fake cryptocurrency called OneCoin and raking in billions of dollars.
And the woman at the center of it all. Nowhere. No calls. No emails. No messages. No sightings. Some believed she fled with private security. Others believed she used plastic surgery, false passports, or political protection. Some believed she disappeared long before the world realized. But one thing was undeniable. The crypto queen had left her throne. Yet what makes her disappearance so haunting isn't just that she left, it's why she left. The world wanted answers. How could a woman so public simply vanish? How could billions disappear? How could someone so powerful slip through every net? But legends don't end with explanations. They end with mysteries, and Ruja's life became one. Investigators believe she boarded a flight to Athens. Some say she was seen in Dubai. Others say she bought property in Russia. There were whispers that she had protection, that she was too valuable to certain people, that her disappearance was an escape, but a move inside a larger game. A game we may never fully understand. But the truth is this, Ruja didn't just vanish. She transformed from a person into a story, from a CEO into a ghost, and the world still feels her presence. Every time a new crypto scandal emerges, every time someone promises a guaranteed return, every time a dream sounds too perfect to fail, her story returns. Like a fingerprint left on a crime scene nobody can clean. And maybe she's still out there, walking through crowded markets, living in some quiet villa, smiling at the world she fooled. Watching this documentary is about herself with a new face and a new name, or maybe she's gone. But legends don't need bodies, they just need believers. Which leads us to the final question. If Ruja Ignatova is still out there, is she hiding from the world? Or is the world still catching up to her? Ruja Ignatova didn't invent the future of money. She invented something far more powerful. A story people wanted to believe. A story that swallowed the world. And finally swallowed her too. So the final question isn't, where did the crypto queen go? The real question is, was she running from the world? Or from the monster she created? Either way, her story isn't finished. And if she's still alive, somewhere, she's listening. Subscribe for the next chapter in Cypherlore Studio, where we tell the real stories behind crypto. If you believe crypto is more than charts and hype, it's also big dreams, big risks, big lessons. Don't miss the next one. If you miss it, that's on you.